Thank you and welcome everybody. I hope you are having a pleasant day. If you haven't already, please put where you're from, your email address, and if you're either a district governor, a Leo advisor, or something more into the chat box so that way we have it for the future. My name is Dawn Marie Casabucky. I am a Leo advisor. I am also a past district governor. So welcome. First, we're going to go through some people who may be on the call. Diana, I'm going to start with you. Please introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm past district governor, Lion Diana Grisey. I'm from Connecticut. I'm also a vice president of the USA Canada Leo Leadership Foundation and working on the forum, which I'm very happy about. And I am an LCI Leo Club Advisory Panelist for 2021 through 2023. So if anybody has any questions or needs answers to things, please feel free to contact me. I put my email already into the chat box. Welcome, everyone. Great to have you here. Oh, and I've been a Leo advisor for 26 years. Sorry, I didn't put that in there. And a multiple district chair this year, too. Sorry.
David?
Very good morning. My name is David Levy Maduro. I'm in Curacao. Have done my first Get Wet Leo Forum leadership, and I'm also on the board of trustee of the USA Canada Leo Leadership Forum, and as an advisor for 7 years, and the current president of the Lions Club. And just let it go. We have the International Lions Club president coming in at the end of May to Curacao to do an inauguration of where we received a grant of 100K also from LCIF.
Great, thank you. Kevin, you're up next.
Yes, hi. Good morning, everyone. This is PDG Lion Chirag Kumar, aka Kevin Patel from District 482. As we all know that there is going to be a forum 2022. We have been waiting for a long time to be meet in person. So this time it will be a great opportunity to visit California for the 5th USA Canada Leo Leadership Forum. It's going to be in Visalia, California, and the dates are July 27th through 31st, 2022. And soon the forms will be out. So please keep a watch on the website, leosforum.org. Thank you.
I am going through the screens. Winster, are you there still? I thought I just clicked him in.
I am.
Okay.
I am. I just came back.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. Can you introduce yourself, please?
Good morning, everybody. My name is Lion Wingster Ceballos. I'm from New Jersey. I am also the second vice president for the foundation. Thank you so much for being here. So glad to see you all here. And anything that you guys need from us, please let us know. You can reach out to us, as Kevin says, to our website. Email, Don can provide it for you. You need it, but it's great to be here, and let's get this rolling.
Great, thank you. I'm looking in the question in the chat box. Is a district Leo chairperson invited or a member of the district GAT? They are a district chairperson, yes. Are they a member of the district GAT? I believe they are not a voting member. Diana, would you be able to help this question out?
I can tell you really quick. I'm sorry, Don.
Okay.
Leo chairperson technically is not one of the members, but all the cabinet are part of the GAT team. They're no voting members, but all the district cabinet is part of the GAT team.
Okay. I'm just letting Kevin back in. Sorry. Okay. I'm reading through other comments here. Rachel, can you explain your question?
Good morning. It wasn't really it was a
You there?
question to Thelma. She was asking about the district Leo chairperson. Yes, can you hear me?
Yes,
Can you hear me?
we
Okay.
can hear
Thelma
you.
was asking, I was having my headphones in and sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. So forgive the reverberation if you hear any. Thelma was asking about the district Leo chairperson. I believe my district Leo chairperson may be on this call, and as it was previously answered by David, the GAT, which is the Global Action Team, is made up of the past district governors, and they are advisors and leaders. So a district Leo chairperson, if a past district governor, could be a GAT member or could not be, but they're not synonymous. I hope I didn't confuse anyone.
Okay.
That was answered by Windsor, not me.
That works though. You have a sound, you sound alike on Zoom. Okay. I'm just gonna ask, how many people here are Leo advisors? Just raise your hand, please. That's great. More than half of us are Leo advisors and it's going up. That's great. Okay, next question. I'm waiting for everybody's hands to go down and then we can start with the next one. Takes a few seconds for the hands to go down. If at any time during today's conclave, please just raise your hand or put it in the chat box and we will answer your questions. Does anybody have questions at this time? I'm just gonna lower hands to start with. Now, does anybody have any questions? I'll ask you to raise your hand before we begin. Carita, are you clapping or you were raising? Okay, sounds good. There are questions, and Kevin, can you unmute yourself? And we have some questions about the forum itself.
Sure.
Could you please, they want to know the hotel address and cost and everything like that. Do we have that?
Yes. So the hotel address is, it's Wyndham Hotel, and it's 9000 Airport Drive, Visalia. And the zip code is 93277. And it's from date July 27th through July 31st. I did say the question in the chat box I was going to. Yeah.
Okay, and do we have, okay, they're asking about cost and that works. About cost, and is there going to be a flyer soon?
Yes, yes. Just in a day or two, the forms are actually ready. we are just reviewing, and it's going to go out maybe today or tomorrow, definitely. And they are all working on that. Everything is final. The forms are going to be for the line members also, and also for the Leos. And it's going to be a really exciting forum. We have planned, we are planning since actually 4 years now. Because of pandemic, we couldn't have in between. So our committee is really working very hard to welcome, you see, all the Leos and Leo advisors and the officers of the districts. And it's going to be really exciting. Yes.
I did have, okay. You know what, Kev? If you can, would you be able to go through possibly who the different speakers are, what the different activities are? Because I'm getting personal messages also.
Yeah, yeah. Well, the speakers and all that usually the foundation does. But let me tell you, the main guest is going to be the, currently he's first vice international president, Brian Sheehan, and his wife, Laurie Sheehan. She's going to be here for, they're going to be here for the whole time because they're very much excited to, you know, be with Leo and get involved and what they need, you know, in our organization. So they're really up to in Leo, and it's going to be fun. So they will be also here. And there are several other speakers who will be there, and that also will soon come out. And we are just finalizing that. It's in the final stage. So once the foundation finalizes, it will come out soon. And there is going to be interesting field trip. So field trip, you know, as California is in the July, we never know. We were planning for Sequoia National Park, but we never know because of the fires and all that. It has been, you know, since long time. We have seen, like, at least for a few years, there has been fires in that season. So the option we choose is the coast. So we will be having field trip to the coast, and it's a really beautiful coast near Morobe and Cambria. So it will be fun trip and also very educational. And I'm sure, you see, many will be excited to come there.
Okay, they're asking what time would be check-in on the 27th?
27th, at least, you see, there is a, if you're flying to Visalia, the nearest airport is Fresno Yosemite Airport, International Airport. And we do expect, you see, that whoever comes, they come by 6 o'clock. So check-in will be already, you know, open from 3 p.m. But if they're flying there, then we expect them at least to come by 6 p.m. at Fresno Airport. It's just 45 minutes from Fresno Airport to Visalia. So we'll be arranging the transportation to, you know, bring in like groups. If the flights are like in the early morning or in the late evening, so we will arrange accordingly. We will have 2 trips. We are planning for that, and we have already planned the launch also at the airport. We have talked. So whoever comes there, you know, they will wait there in the area, and then here in Visalia, they need to reach at least by 7:30, so that, you know, on the first day there is get together and there is a welcome dinner and all that. Yeah, on the 27th.
And they're asking also about the last day.
The last day is 31st.
They're asking times so that when they start looking for airlines, I'm assuming that's what they're asking.
Yeah, okay. So also, let me tell you. So the 31st is Sunday, and the time, you see, by noon they should be fine, or by 11 a.m. So they will be able to leave by that time, and the planning will be just, again, to the Fresno Yosemite Airport. We will have the arrangements, and those who have early flights, like on 31st, it's just, see off and all that. It's not much, but on Saturday evening, it's a big event, their graduation and all that. So the important is Saturday, and Sunday will be just see off. There is no official event planned actually on the 31st. So they'll be able to go according to their flight schedules.
Correct. Whoever said about flights after 12 noon, yes, that's the right way. Will there be breakfast is what I was going to be asked. Oh, was it what I was asked?
Well, we do have, you see,
On the Sunday.
on the Sunday, there is, on the Sunday, we have planned breakfast, but we will all put those information once, everything is done, because right now, as you know, after pandemic and all that, it has been difficult. But there is in the chat box, if you see, that is July 28, 29, 30, yeah. So those are the dates for the.
You would need to check with the airlines directly for any straight flights versus anything else. Just so everybody knows, I know I'm from Jersey and it's no direct flight.
Yeah, exactly. There is, like, if you're traveling from East Coast or, because it's a Fresno airport, though it is an international airport, but we do not have direct flights. For instance, yeah, we do have some from New York, I believe, American Airline or some, but there are a lot of flights, United Airline, American Airline, Delta Airline. So all those fly in California and this Fresno airport. And also recently they have started Southwest also. So if you are having your bags and all that, you can, you don't have to pay fees for your bags. And Southwest is really, it's a very nice airline, and there is no sitting, like you can sit anywhere you like. And yeah, even Southwest has started from here. Then there is a Frontier and so many other airlines from where they can, buy cheap tickets to Fresno. And the code is FAT for the Fresno airport, FAT.
David, I see your hand up. Go for it.
Just for instance, Suriname, Aruba, and even some from coming out of, let's say, the lower coast of the USA. Dallas Fort Worth would be your hub to FAT. So it would be, we did, and Kevin, just for you to know, the group that I'm traveling with is going to come in a day earlier. So, but most Suriname, Aruba, Curacao, Bahamas, Florida, most probably their best hub would be through Dallas Fort Worth.
I'm just going through all the questions here. Yes, Leo Advisors will be on the trip to the shore, because we all know that Leo Advisors don't let Leos go anywhere unsupervised. We know that. We're very good about that. The workshops themselves, there will be workshops just for the Leo Advisors. The workshops for the Leos are for the Leos only. That I do know. Am I correct in that, Diana? We did change that a couple of years ago. And there is no virtual, correct?
I don't know about the virtual. I don't think so.
No, we discussed it last time.
Yeah.
No?
Yep. I
Yeah,
don't think
that's
so.
what that was what I was under the impression. So I wanted to make sure the person who asked that question, because I'm going back and forth through the chat box in between everybody talking. So yes, plan, in a nutshell, plan to be there between, say, 12 and 4 on the 27th. So you have time to check in, get there, and everything on the 27th. We'll have a celebratory welcome dinner on the 27th and plan to leave on the 31st afternoon so you can have a full breakfast. But if your flight has to leave, transportation will be arranged to you to get to the airport. Does that sound like a nice slim raffle type? I was reading a question, sorry. Summary of everything. If anybody has any specific questions, please wait for the registration letters to come out later on this week. And then if you have any other questions, there'll be lots of emails on that letter. So if you have specific questions after that comes out, we should be able to help you. Yes, the kids can be rooming 2, 3, 4 to a room. It'll be
It'll be
kids
cheaper.
only in a room by gender. That I will tell you. Kids only in a room by gender.
What is that?
And the price will be much cheaper if you're boarded with more kids in a room.
Yes, and the kids actually enjoy making new friends that way. I
Yeah.
do know this year's council chair started when he came. His first year, he had just turned of age to be an official Leo. He is now the council chair, and he has made friends so much through the years. And he's now a sophomore in high school, and he interacts all the time with friends who are now in college and everything else. I do know that for a fact because he happens to be one of my Leos. So I'm very proud of him. I thought we were going to have a Leo on the call, and I'm just double checking. Is Bennett here or Nellie? If so, can you unmute yourselves? I do not see them. Okay.
Yeah.
I knew that one of the Nellie or Bennett were going to join us, but I know it's early on the West Coast there, so kids like to sleep in on Sundays. I do realize that. Yes, I
Still, yeah, Dawn, it is still 8:31 here in California.
yeah, I do understand that, but I didn't want it in the middle of the afternoon for the East Coasters either. So that's why I try to make it somewhat in between.
Hey, we're 1 hour past Eastern, so let me message Nelly a moment and see if she's the one coming on board here.
Okay, thank you. That way, because I know they had a meeting and they've been working very hard. So that's a good thing. Oh.
Can you guys hear me? This is Rachel. Can you hear me?
Yes, I just saw your email, so I was gonna ask Kevin to take a look at what you wrote in the email so he can see.
Oh, okay, great. I have a friend who is a super nerd and he goes to everything and anything Marvel or DC or anything that has to do with comics. And he has a company called New Nerd Order. And he often gives swag bags for nonprofit and for charities. And like, if you guys, I don't know how many kids, I'm thinking maybe it can be a couple hundred kids there. So he obviously can't do swag bags for everyone. But if you guys wanted, I could ask him to donate, 10 or so swag bags, which have t-shirts, it could have comic books that have different, comic gear in it. And we could, do a raffle ticket for everyone who attended as a thank you for coming. And then the winning raffle ticket can get a swag bag. If you guys think that that's, everybody can't get a trophy. I'm
Rachel,
part of
if
that
you
old school
can-
generation. Some people win, some people lose,
Rachel.
and you just congratulate the winners. Yes.
Rachel, could you look at the chat box? Kevin put out his email address. Please contact him directly.
Perfect. Thank you.
That would work. And if anybody else has any information on contacts, please let the host committee, and you can see that he put his email address in the chat box. Let them know. First Vice District Governor, Linda, could you introduce yourself?
Thank you very much. My name is Linda Barbara. I'm First Vice District Governor in C3, which is in California.
Thank
And
you.
I'm very good friends with Kevin and his lovely wife Falguni. In fact, she is on the council with me. So this is a great thing. I'm planning on being in Visalia to do whatever I can do to help and promote.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Are there any other governors or vice governors on the first vice governors on this call? If so, please unmute yourself and introduce yourselves.
Good morning. I'm Alan King. I'm a district governor out of 4C6, which is the Monterey San Jose area of California. I'm basically about 2 hours away from the Pentels from Visalia, where the forum will be held. And I also plan to be there as well to assist in being a leader and a guider to help you guys out.
Okay, does anybody need any type of help with fundraising for your Leos in particular to get money to come to the forum? Please raise your hands. That's fantastic. Okay, Martha, you would need some suggestion for help, right? Unmute yourself.
That's correct.
Okay, are you looking for ideas?
Yes.
Okay, does anybody have specific ideas that can help Martha? Where are you from, Martha?
I'm currently in Montebello, California, but I'm representing Peninsula Veterans Lions Club in 4C4, District 4C4. And our Leo Club is Menlo Atherton High School in Menlo Park, California.
Go ahead.
Don, can I say
Yes, you
something?
can.
Well, she's from California, and to all district governors, recently we have made a shadow box, for all district governors pin. So there is, they're going to do at the convention to raise the funds for the Leo. So you can have, different type of raffles, and also we have emailed to all the club secretaries of California. See,
Oh, I
District
love that,
Governor,
Alan.
yeah,
I'm gonna-
District Governor Allen is, showing, if you can see that. And there are so many ways. We have got about 4 fundraisers we are doing for our Leos. See here, you can see Lion Allen King, District Governor from 4C6, he's showing, yes. So to all 15 governors, we have given this, and they're going to raise funds. So please help them if you're a Leo advisor or if you're a club officer, anyone kind of that. So please help them. And there is also a $5 ticket for other, events, and there are so many fundraisers going on. And if you want to know more about that, please email me. My email is there in the chat box, and we can help you.
Alan, can you point on that? Where is Visalia for everybody so they can see it?
Which one, Visalia?
Yes.
Yeah.
It'll be right about in here.
Oh, okay, the middle of the state.
Yeah,
That's
it's
actually
the central. He's showing, yeah, he will point out. He knows.
I figured this would be helpful to everybody so they know they're gonna be in the center of California.
Yes.
Yes.
We
That's
call it the
Hamilton.
heart of California.
Ah, I love it.
Yeah.
Martha,
ahead.
this is Rachel. Being that I was trying to think of something, could you guys, I was thinking if there were like amusement parks
Well,
or
let
something
me-
that's close to you guys where you could get corporate sponsors and maybe like golf courses. I know that my kids are trying to plan a miniature golf course.
we do have all that, but we have, this is the USA Canada Leo Leadership Forum. We have got a lot of trainings, and the field trip, is on the coast, but there are some, yeah, we do have some, but you see, we will be definitely giving that information also. And if you go to our website, leosforum.org, there is Visalia, they're showing that what is near Visalia and all that. And we have got the world's tallest trees. That is redwood trees, Sequoia National Park. And there are parks near us, but Magic Mountain is there, but that's about 2.5 hours from our place. So yeah, that is a little bit far, but we do have a zoo in Fresno. It's very interesting, and there is a park there. So we do have exciting, places to go around. If you want to have a vacation, if you want to come a little bit early, or if you want to leave late, let us know.
David, I see your hand raised. Go for it.
Thank you. It was just asked, I think by Marta, to have some ideas for fundraising.
Yes.
An easy one, and it's thinking out of the box a moment. One thing that the Leos in Curacao have done for 5 years now, but then for the community, now you can do it also for private, for yourself, is that you plan a car no wash. So that means you get, let's say, a couple of restaurants and a couple other places to sponsor a prize, a lunch or two, a dinner for two, a small thing that costs $20, and you sell car no wash tickets for $3, $5. And then you say to everybody, well, don't come wash your car. And if you don't come wash your car, you got a chance of winning anywhere between 1 and 5 or 20 prizes. 2 years ago, before COVID hits, their last one had 20 some prizes of sponsors, varying from maybe $15 to even $100. And then for $3 or $5 per ticket, not coming for your car to be washed. And all the Leos and guests of Leos are going to be there with their gear to wash cars. And what happens, they'll have socials, being bonding, fellowship, socials, training, throwing each other with water, running behind each other, and so forth. So it's really a great event as well for themselves, while also doing the good thing of raising funds. And if there is a car who wants to be washed, they got 6 or 8 at the same time washing it as well.
Does anybody else have any other ideas for fundraising? Oh, Dave, did you, you had your hand up, sorry. For some reason I lost, there it is. Sorry. I do know, is the MD for Leo advisor on this call?
I just asked Leonelli, and she was like, she didn't know about it.
Okay. That could have been lack of communication, but that's okay because they're meeting tonight. Martha, go ahead, unmute yourself and ask.
Yes, I had a question about the raffle tickets that we received. I'm also the secretary for our Lions Club. And so I received the raffle tickets, and in the letter it said to either sell the tickets or for the club to make a donation. So our club opted to make the donation of $200 to the Leo Forum. And so I was just wondering, what are those funds going for?
Okay, those funds are for Leo itself, and we are having all the records, you see, whatever the tickets are there. So from wherever the tickets are coming from, whichever club in California in our MD4, they are going to have the Leos of their district, of their area, are going to have whatever discount, they can have from that fundraiser. So it will be for them. And we are having all the records, whoever has donated or has written a check. So we do have records for that. And soon, you see, we are having meeting on this 8th of March our host committee and fundraiser committee. Chair is Lion Dr. Shari Pravancha, and she and her committee, Leo Liani Shriyani Patel, they have planned really very well. So from where the funds are coming, and we have got several fundraisers. There are about 4 fundraisers which are there. It's also Coin War, if you have seen the flyer, and we have sent through what we call our office, MD4 office, and everyone in the California, they have received this flyer. It is called 1, 2, 3, 4. We declare a coin war, and a flyer that we have given, and then raffle for shadow box with it's California pins, convention pins. So that also it is going on, and then cash for our kiddos raffle. So please watch for that. And if you don't have, please email me. Again, my email is in the chat box. So we can help you how you can raise fund for your Leos. Thank you.
Thank you. Lion Kevin Guest, I saw your hand up. Go for it.
Good morning. I'm Lion Kevin Guest. I'm the second Vice District Governor for 4C4. I'm also a member of Peninsula Veterans Lions Club, and Marta is our secretary, and I also happen to be the membership chair. So one of the ideas that we have been doing since the pandemic started is we've been designating our club for our birthday fundraisers on Facebook. And I recently had a birthday and raised almost $1,800. So my plan is to request that our club donate those funds or designate those funds for our Leos for this occasion to be able to attend the USA Leo Canada Forum. So it's a very unique way to raise funds. It's really easy. You just basically have to put your mission statement down there and let the world know what you're trying to do. And yes, I just raised $1,800 for our club. I am going to ask our board to designate those funds for this USA Leo Canada Forum.
Wow.
Thank you and happy belated birthday.
Thank you.
And let me tell you, the second Vice Governor, Kevin Guest, he's really working very hard for our Leos. Not only, but most of recently we had convention, and they are so much excited to welcome all the Leos from around the USA and Canada. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Diana,
have a-
your turn.
Oh, sorry.
Diana, go ahead.
I just wanted to say, I know President Pablo in New York did a raffle for his Leos and did all kinds of electronics. So it was a very popular raffle and they made quite a bit of money. So you just buy all brand new, whatever you want to put up and see if you can actually obviously get things donated too. But they did very, very well. And just always remember that when you advertise this, that it's for the Leos to go to an educational event. It's just for the Leo Forum, because and make sure they don't think it's anything for Lions, activities and fundraisers. It has to be definitely labeled for that purpose so that people understand that they're helping them get to an educational forum.
Correct. I know I work in a high school. So what we do is on Fridays, we do $1 for dinner. In other words, you get to wear a pair of jeans on Friday, but $1 you put into a jar, and that money will help the kids who want to go in our school. We also do singles for sneakers. So if you want to wear a denim with the sneakers, you put $2 in, and that helps the kids who want to go in our building. Just an idea out there to get your, if you have a school club versus a community club. Now, we have a community club, but we're treated like a school club. So we have the best of both worlds. David, go ahead.
Also, one thing that I've been very eminent since I joined the Leo Forum that I noticed that many clubs don't. The Lions Club in Curacao has a separate part on their budget, their yearly budget, allocated for the Leos. There's no discussion about it. And if there is an advisor or appointed as an advisor, there's absolutely no choice in the matter if one of the Lions wants to designate it for a different thing. It is something that we need to not just prepare our Lions Club for in the future, but also our future we need to prepare. So we already paid the flight for Leonelli to come to all the way to California. And if more is left in the budget, we will pay for another one to join, let's say pay the trip or pay the anywhere between what, $700, $800 for the participation in the hotel. So that is paid, and that is done as an example. And then one goes, the second one goes, then a third one says, I want to go too. And then what you do is you then provide, instead of one time 800, you then provide 2 times 400 to help each other out to make sure that it's affordable to go. Remember, coming down from the Caribbean is a bit more, and Suriname as well, a bit more expensive to come all the way there. But also with Arizona, we did it that way. We went with a group of 7 Leos. Even though the parents paid for most of it, Lions Club of Curacao paid for part of their budget. So instead of also doing training, we're also doing the Leo leadership.
Thank you, and welcome, Fabian. Please introduce yourself.
Hi, everyone. I'm Leoland Fabian Maxwell from Jamaica, presenting the Leo Club of New Kingston. I'm Assistant Leo Advisor for the Leo Club of New Kingston, as well as the Campion College Leo Club.
You were also the Leo advisor for the USA Canada Leo Leadership
Yes,
Forum.
I am. Yes, I'm also the Leo advisor, well, the advisor for the council, the USA Canada Leo Leadership Forum that's coming up in California.
Welcome. We know that you are just getting on, and you can listen. And if you have any input, Fabian, please let us know.
Definitely. Thank you for having me.
Okay, other than the forum, does anybody else, Diana, I love your partner in crime. Does anybody have questions relating to Leos that's not related to the forum itself? I know we had a lot of questions last time. Did anybody else have any additional questions? If so, raise your hand.
Yes.
Go ahead, Margaret.
Oh, I'm on mute, so I'm talking to myself and you can hear me. Yes, I want to.
Yes, you can.
Okay, I have a question to our leader, Patel. Because we're still under this COVID pandemic, right? It's kind of hard to recruit more Leos into our activities or our clubs. So what are some of your suggestions on how to recruit more youngsters, Leos, to our Leo clubs? May I know some of the ideas? I need help. Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely. Yeah. Please go ahead. Sorry.
One great idea is to have your present Leos host a Leo fair. Get them involved, do a community service idea, have them wear their shirts, have applications, and be out there in the public. And I can tell you my personal club went from 20, last year became 50. This year we're 102 Leos.
Okay.
So it's just get out there, have an activities fair. If they're in a school, let them do one at school. If they're in a community, see if you have contact other organizations, Girl Scouts, Boy Scouts, 4-H clubs, and have a joint community activity. Do a cleanup at it. You got Earth Day coming up soon, April 22nd. That's a great way to recruit. Anybody else with other ideas?
We usually do it with a social. Bring a friend day, and then you have socials, and you got somebody doing inspirational leadership training, etc., etc. Everybody with popcorn and soft drink and juice and all that.
Wonderful. What about from Lion leader Patel? Could you give me one advice?
Sure. I know, Margaret, you're because of the pandemic, you're concerned that you know how this Leos, because a lot of schools here still in California, they're you know, online right now, and it has been difficult since this 2 years, you know. But as a Leo advisor, what we are doing is that you know, we have got some programs like you know, karaoke, and we those who are a Leo member already, we tell them, you know, that we are going to have a fun night, you know, party or something like that. We don't tell them that it's for recruiting or for anything like that, but how we can help, you know, your friends, your, you know, other relatives, friends, or whoever it is, you know, of that age. And then we have a dress competition, you see, costume and, you know, things like that, different kind of nature. So they get together and they talk about, you know, something about Leo also, like, oh, okay, we are in this, you know, organization. And that's how, you know, they try to make contact and they stay in touch. And next time we invite again, when we have a Leo meeting, we invite them in Zoom meeting. And that's how they, you know, come to our membership. And they're excited when you see everything will be over. I hope this pandemic goes soon. Yeah. And yeah, we'll be able to do a lot of it. But still, we have a highway cleanup, and highway cleanup 16 and up are allowed. So many of them, they come there. And also there is coast activities, you know, cleaning and all that. So that is far outside. So that is very good.
Thank you very much. Yeah. Thank you everyone for your ideas.
Thank you.
I'm just typing into the chat box so you can see what is something like we want. Name, where you're from, what your position is, your email address. If you haven't done it, please do. Oh, also include any questions or concerns other than registration information in the chat box, because registration information will come out probably at the end of the week. So if you have any other questions, please put that in. Go ahead, Kevin. Diana first and then Kevin.
I just wanted to give some new statistics. I was included in a panel meeting this last week from LCI, and just wanted to let everyone know that right now we have 7,674 Leo clubs, and we have 177,927 Leo members reported, which then just leads me into something that I'd really like to stress. We really need to make sure that our advisors enter all our members. United States does not do a good job with that, and therefore we have a lot more members than we're showing. And there's really an important reason to do this, because our Leos will get credit for their years of service as a Leo if they become a Leo Lion or a Lion. And if they're not reported, then LCI doesn't have a record for them, so that wouldn't happen. So please be sure to do that. They also would get communications about continuing their journey for service if it's reported if they're reported. Otherwise, they're not going to get any communications from LCI either. And their service will help them reach the eligibility requirements. Leos must serve at least 1 year and 1 day to be eligible for the Leo Lion program. And just understand that that is actually a membership type now. It's recognized by LCI, and it is a fairly new program, and it is a wonderful way, because there is somewhat of a disconnect when our Leos graduate, and we really don't want that to happen. We should be talking to them about all of their options now. They really have many options. They can join a campus Lions Club or start a campus Lions Club. They can start a branch club with their sponsoring Lions. They can join a cyber club or start a cyber club. There are many options now. So we really want to make sure that they know about this and educate our Leos about these options.
Diana, question for you, because I have a feeling a few people here have this issue. What happens if the parent says, I don't want my student, my my son or daughter's name out there? How do we report them?
Well, but it's not really out there, which I think that they have to understand. When these Leos sign an application, their parents sign the waiver. And it's not that their names are only going into our Lions website. It's not that they're really getting out there, and because no one can see them. I can't even, as a multiple district Leo advisor, I mean Leo chair, I can't see their names. Okay, just so you know that, and that's a big thing. But they've signed. The schools should understand that if it is a school-based club, that these waivers have been signed, and the parents want. I'm not saying all of them, and that is their choice. But I mean, some of them really do have signed that, and they know that they will their names would be entered into LCI.
Yeah, Diana?
Well, you can, yes,
Go ahead,
there's a,
Christopher. Go ahead, Christopher.
go ahead.
Yes, Diana. Chris Emmanuel, I'm the past Leo and currently Leo advisor. In respect to what you just spoke about, length of service, last year, April, I was then in the chair as president. I wrote to membership department asking them, and I sent them the details of about 8 Leos, including myself, well, former Leos, to add our service, because I think it's divided by half. Just a week or so ago, I emailed almost a year after, and that still has not been done. I did get a response saying that they're working on it.
Okay, if you would email me about that, I will certainly bring that up during our panel discussions, because again, it's very important. And we're hoping that there are other ways that we can get people like you entered. If we have, say, advisors sign letters to submit, to actually hit like an affidavit saying, I know that this person was a Leo from this year to this year because I was an advisor, that kind of thing. So we are talking about that type of thing. But thank you very much for mentioning that, and we really would like to see that resolved for you.
Okay, thank you. Because for the first set, like myself, there were no my LC, my Lion, etc., to put in that information. But the more recent Leos, the system, as a matter of fact, that's what I did, went into the system and actually can pick up from when to when they were in Leos. Okay, so if you give me your email address, I'll be more than grateful. Thank you.
Yes, it's in the chat.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome. And the thing is, people have to remember, if you remember, we used to just attach our membership lists when we entered our members for May 15th. And Lions Club International always used to put them in. They do not do that any longer. So we have to do that. And it's not just the advisors. The sponsoring Lions Club president and secretary, the advisors and the president and secretary of the Leo clubs can all put that in. So it doesn't have to be just on one person. I mean, because I've had clubs that have like 120 members and like, that's too much work. We're not putting it in. No. Split it up and just do a few at a time. I mean, but it's so important to get those members' names in there.
And
Okay,
actually, once
Diane,
once
you
the
look at the chat box. Diane, can you look at the chat box that what Steve put in there?
Sure.
So I was
Thank
gonna add on about entering the names of the Leos. As soon as the president or secretary of the sponsoring club enters the president and secretary of the Leo club and allow them in, they are able to do it for themselves. The real problem is when the Leo, the club sponsoring club does not enter any of their Leo advisor even.
Exactly. They need to enter their officers too, because again, they're not getting any information.
The Leo advisor needs to be entered by the sponsoring club president, secretary of the
Correct.
sponsoring club. Yes.
Yes,
Thank you.
they should make sure when they're putting their new offices, when Lions Club's offices are being put in, make sure that the Leo advisor's name gets put in at the same time. That way, the Leo advisor can make sure when the elections are had with the Leo clubs, I'm going to assume the same as Lions are done in the spring, before, April, May, that come June, that they're in there already for the next Leo year. Kevin, your turn. You got your hand raised.
Yes, definitely. That's very true, Dawn. And we have observed that, you see, Lions Club, those who have, sponsored Leo clubs, they forget about that. You see, they have installation and all that thing, PU 101 and all that, but they never enter Leo advisor information. So what is happening is that even in our California or anywhere, you see, we see that 60 to 70% of Leo advisors are not entered. And there are some districts who don't have advisors at all. And we do not have records. So please make sure those who are line leaders here, please tell your what we call presidents, your club presidents, your region chairs, zone chairs, and have a special training for Leos also in your you see line trainings. And whenever you have something, because Leos are sometimes, you know, they're forgotten, you see, in some of the areas. So yeah, that is very important. Thank you, Don.
No problem. Kevin and Diana, question for you. Do you think maybe next year we can do a president / vice president and secretary / and treasurer, 3 different ones, a training on the conclave for them, what their role and position is? Do you think we can do that on Zoom for them? And we can get the kids that
Yeah.
want to know what their job responsibility is? I don't mind hosting it.
I think
Sure.
that would be great. Absolutely.
And we can do 3 different, you know, we can do it on a Saturday morning or a Sunday afternoon, you know, so that the kids can do it.
Yep.
Would that be, you know, a great idea for everybody? When we can use the PowerPoint slides and everything, and maybe we can get the,
I think the Leos, our Leo council should really be involved with that.
that's what
Peer
I
to-
was gonna say. They can
peer to
actually
peer.
be the you know, be the moderators, you know, like we did at the virtual convention last year, the virtual forum last year.
And we can also do advisors training. There's a
Yeah.
very good advisors training presentation from LCI. We
Yep.
certainly could do that also. I just did one for our district for the Leo to Lion program at our midwinter conference. That's another thing that we all need to be very aware of, because it's a great program, and we really have to stop that disconnect. I actually have I have a little survey to have your Leos fill out so that you don't lose track of them. Yes, they may be going away to school, but that doesn't mean, and we actually have clubs that pay their dues if they come back during the holidays and do some service with them so that they can join their Lions Club. I mean, again, it's all about partnering with these Leos for our Lions, because we don't want to lose it. What, you know, they already have the interest or they wouldn't be doing it.
Exactly. Our Leos are our future Lions. We have to make sure that they want to stay involved.
That's
And the
right.
more education and training we can give them to help that. That's what our job is as advisors. Let them grow.
And a big thing for people in colleges and universities, whatever, is they pay a lot of money to take leadership courses. And what do Lions do well? We do leadership training very well. And it's available to Lions and Leo Lions. So it's something that we really should use as a point to recruit our Leos. I think you have some other hands raised, Dawn.
Yes, we do. And I'm looking at it, that the recordings that we had from the Leo Forum last year, they are on YouTube, so we can help with that. Delma, your hand is raised. Go for it.
Oh, yes. I was going to say that when the sponsoring club is not treating the Leo advisor over the years as part of the officers of the club, the Leo advisor now treats the Leo club as their own. They don't make the connection anymore. They don't report that anything but the activities of the Leos, and allows themselves, the Leo advisor treats the Leo club as their own, and they do projects without letting the club board know. Okay, so that is something that we really need to bridge the gap and make sure that we are, when in one sentence that we say Leo activity is a Lion activity, and a Leo and a Lion activity should be a Leo activity. So Leo and Lion in one sentence. Thank you.
They should work hand in hand. That is very true. PCC, Nanette, introduce yourself, please.
You're on mute.
Here I am. Hi, everybody. Good morning, PDG. Diana. I had a little coffee duty at church today, so I'm on a little late. Sorry about that, folks.
Good
But
morning.
I do agree with what PDG Diana said about the Leo Lion program. It's quite important and very informative. So I think we really need to push that a little bit more. Thank you.
Did you introduce yourself while you're on the call?
Oh, I didn't know I was supposed to introduce myself. Sorry. Past Council Chair Nanette Burdick, and I'm from District 23C, Connecticut.
Go ahead, Kevin. I see your hand raised.
Yes.
And she is the dean of our program this year.
I was trying to get that out of her. I was
Yeah.
trying to make her bring it out.
Julie, yes.
Well,
That's
yeah,
our
I'm
new
gonna be the
dean.
dean.
Yeah, she forgot about it.
Yeah, no, I didn't forget
She's
about it.
not
I just-
bragging. That's why.
Anyway, it's good to see everybody on this call. David Maduro, oh my goodness, look at you. Hey, nice to see you.
Nice meeting
Okay,
you.
I'm gonna mute myself and watch.
Go ahead, Kevin.
Yes, thank you, Don. I was just also answering to PDG Thelma. Yes, it is true that, the Lions, they do their activities, and Leos also they do, but they don't put all the informations. But now also through My Lion app, you need to put your service activities and all that, because what is happening is that when the Leo officer, when they try to see, Leo reports, it's coming, nothing. It will not come there. You have to put it in My Lion app. So it is very important, just like you Lions Club do. Similarly, even Leos have to put, and even the Leo websites are also available free, just like we have Lions. Same way, Leo can also have that. And also those who are Leo districts, they can do that, and also multiples. So there are so many things, so many resources available, but it's just that we have to make use. And also, when we have our Lions board meetings, and those clubs who have sponsored Leo clubs, tell the Leo advisor to be there, and the president of the Lions Club should, ask, like what activities, what help we need for Leos, what we can do, how can we partner together for service activities and other projects. So that is really very important, because as we say, they're our future, but they're our present also. So do not forget our present also. We have to include in each and everything. So we don't need to do all this, GMT, different things that we are trying to bring people in our organization. But if we treat our Leos, very carefully, they will stay with us, plus they will bring their more friends in our organization. So we will automatically have helping hands. Also, I just wanted to share this. This is my 42nd year with the organization. I was a Cub, I was a Leo, and this is, I have experienced that. Lions, every time they promise that, okay, we'll help with this, we'll help with that. And even when there is a convention, they do not recognize Leos. They give big awards and Melvin Jones and everything to the Lions, but not to the Leos. Why? You see, they have also contributed so much. And if you support a Leo and if you recognize, they will carry that whole life in their mind, you see, and they won't leave this organization at all. It is not that we are trying to, give them something that, okay, we'll give this award and that Leo will say no. We have to recognize in a right way and in a very, we have to understand that how we are going to put our efforts to this Leo for his career, for his leadership. That is very important. Thank you, Don.
Thank you. And yes, Diana, our Leos do rock. Maybe we can make rocks at the forum when they sign in. We can make little rocks.
Kindness rock.
Kindness rocks, yeah. And maybe
That's a good idea.
And maybe put them in hearts and take a picture of them. with all the kids.
Would we be allowed to put them out with the trees for people to find when we go? If we go to see the trees, not sure now. I guess we're going to the coast, sorry.
We can make shells then. We'll collect shells and make shells.
Yeah.
Go ahead, David.
I think PDG Don, you're very right. This is Lion Falguni. You're very, very right. I think that's a very great service project there.
Why not, right? Kindness
Yeah.
shells.
There's, oh yes, Rachel White's written at the beach and donate them to the Peace Gardens. So yeah, we'll try to see that we can work that out.
The one thing that I don't hear much, and we've done it in the past with the leadership forum, that we purposely say for the Leos, by the Leos. And a lot of times what I do notice is that when the Lions go do a service project, they let the Leos help, or they push the Leos that they need to help. With me all the time, I make that the Leos do their own projects, and maybe one or two of the Lions, we tell them, hey, by the way, you need to help us. We need your help. We don't push them. Well, the next time I say, well, how about that budget? They all seem to know their right place, but it is more that they need to organize themselves, beach cleanup, or a barbecue fundraiser, or the Cardinal wash, or help for the mentally or the physically impaired. You got to go into that route that they themselves feel accomplished by doing it and organizing it themselves, coming up with it themselves, and that'll duplicate itself every time. Every year when the Leos have an intro afternoon, they then keep mentioning how they do it themselves. They are the board. So an example, I keep reminding them sometimes of, why haven't you added this Leo into the system so I can approve? Oh, yeah, I forgot. Well, if you don't do it, this person's not a member. And they're like, oh, yeah, okay, I forgot. Because they got so much to do, including the gaming, and Zoom is not well for them. They don't Zoom at all anymore. They don't like it. They hate it because the courses were that way as well. They want to be physical. And then that's when you do the socials. But again, for the Leos, by the Leos. And I think Leo Fabian knows that all about. I think he was on the receiving end when I got upset that I couldn't be with the Leos in the virtual training, because I want to learn myself as well from the kids. There's so many things that we take as adults, we take from them, or that we learn from them, and then we try to implement either in our daily life in our own clubs. So that's my take on the matter.
Fabian, hand is raised. Go for it.
Yes, thank you. I saw a message in the chat from Lance Stephen, I think it's Yoshimura, and just wanted to give some comment on that. It says that their concern is that the Leo Club is not that the name is being put out there, but the parent doesn't allow their personal information to be recording with LCI, and they cannot become an official member thereafter. In my district, or district governor, as well as the Leo district chairperson, has a mandate to ensure that every Lions Club appoint their Leo advisor in the MyLions system. And once that is done, let's say a Lion is not appointed in the system, we work with that Lions Club to find out what's happening. Why is it that that Leo advisor is not on the system? Most of the time, we recognize that there is some challenge with navigating the platform, the MyLion platform, and so we have to provide that technical assistance and support to get them on the system. Once they're on, as Diana mentioned, they can add members to the club. They can see all the members of the club on the system. They have that full access as the guiding lion for that Leo club. The application form that every Leo should fill out prior entering the movement or prior entering the club has everything that you need to put on the system. It even has this section about parental consent. that if the person is under a certain age, the parent ought to sign that section to say, I give consent to you to use my child's photograph, to use my child's information, and for it to be on your system, right? I believe Lions International made it deliberate to put that there on the application form to protect the child who is joining the club, right? Once that is signed off or the checkbox is there that you give consent, then you have the the authority to put that child's or the Leo member information on the portal. There's a section in my land that also takes you to parent consent, and you as the Leo advisor would have to check that box as well. So it's very, detailed and set up, deliberately to ensure that there is some safety and some reassurance to the parents that everything will be fine with your child joining the Leo Club. It's mainly for Alpha Leos, not so much Omega Leos, because they'll be over the age of 18. So that section is not necessarily important for the Omega Leos, but mostly for the Alpha Leos. Once they're on the system, every Lions Club news, letter or information, Leo Club news, stuff about the Leo Advisory Panel goes directly to that Leo. So they are always informed of what's going on. They don't miss out on anything. So it's very important to add them to the system.
Lion Steve, go ahead. I think you had another question on that.
Well, in relation to that question I asked, we do everything as required. We do enter everything in my LCI. I am the Leo Club advisor. I'm in my LCI. I'm also the club secretary. I enter all the Leo information. I have 137 members. I have 12 whose parents have signed the form, but did not check the block to allow me to do the personal information. That prevents me from entering them into my LCI, because personal information like date of birth is required, but they will not allow me to put that in. That's the stoppage. So I've got 12 unofficial members in my Leo Club who, work with my Leo Club, can do stuff, but they cannot be official members. They cannot be officers of the club because I cannot register them, and they cannot get a member ID number because that block is not checked.
Question, Stephen, have you talked to the parents at all?
Yes.
Okay,
They
well,
will
that's their
not.
wish.
So that's the stoppage in that particular area. Other than that, it's like 10 to 12 members every year that I put in that category where they become unofficial members of my Leo Club, where they can do things with my Leo Club, but I can't register them officially.
Right. There was a question before, and I just wanted to get back to it before I go to you, Kevin. There is a new position, and a lot of clubs do not, and districts do not put them into the system. Leo and Leo Lion liaisons. Please, if your district has a Leo or a Leo Lion liaison, put them in so that they can experience working with our Lions one-on-one. And they get that professional accord, mind you. Okay, go ahead, Kevin. Where'd you go?
Thank you very much, Don. Yeah, that is really very important. Many times, like as you said, we don't see that. Also, adding to Fabian, just to say it about, the children who are especially alpha and their protection. So in our California, what our governors have done since past 3 years, we have got youth protection policy. So we go, whoever is a Leo advisor or any Lion who is handling with Leo or having activities, they need to have the clearance. So youth protection policy, it's through Boy Scouts, and also there is a screening and a lot of other things, then TB test, and also driving records, everything we need. And if we submit everything and then we get the clearance, And then only we can do activities and things with the Leo, who are alpha. But yes, as Fabian said, for Omega, it's because they're 18 and up. So that's a different thing. But still, we try to protect our youth, so their safety. And also to parents, we have special trainings. Like when we have a Leo club, that how, not with Leo, but their parents or their guardians, that how do we, do activities. So we have to understand that whenever there is things involved, 12 to 18 year, that is very sensitive age, and who is with them is very important. So we have to introduce them very well and give the information, whatever they need. Thank you.
I thought I saw Steve. Did your hand go back up?
Nope, I took it down.
Okay, did you have another comment you wanted to make?
Not at this, well, actually I do, but it's in relation to that new award that the Lions International is coming out for the Leo clubs, about the one part where the membership increase is required to win that award. Are they going to put the same parameters as Lions, where a Leo who ages out doesn't count against the club for that award?
I'm
Because
giving that to you, Diana. I don't know.
I don't know that answer either.
they put the information there, but they put no guidelines as far as like I'll lose maybe 50 or 60 because they age out, they become seniors, they graduate, they leave. But that's not a fault of ours. Like in the Lions, when a member dies, transfers, that doesn't count against them as a loss of member.
Right. But what is, I don't know that I know the correlation between the award that you're speaking about.
One of the requirements is showing a net membership increase.
Right, but they're not going to do that until the end of the year. Because
Yes,
actually, if we don't take them out, they do clean house, I will tell you. LCI does go in and remove all of the kids that go over age 18.
Correct.
But it's not going to count against you for that award, I don't think. I know that it's automatic. If you reach all of those requirements, they will be sent out automatically.
Yeah,
Correct.
well, it doesn't state that, so I'm worried that if we automatically have to drop them because they age out, it counts against the membership totals.
I can check. I can actually ask about that.
But if they become a senior, if they go out to and become also an 18, they can join a community club while being at college, and then be a transfer club.
Yeah, it would be a transfer, so it wouldn't be a negative influx.
But the award description does not allow any of those parameters. Transfer of membership, death of member, aging out, none of it is put in there to say whether it's going to count against the club for the award or not.
Yeah, that's, I
We'll
don't
get back to you on that. We're gonna get back to you on that.
Well,
Diana, you're writing down that question, so you have it?
Yes, I am.
well,
Okay.
I'll give an example. When
I
we
just want to answer a quick question in the chat box. A Leo liaison is a Leo, not an adult. Somebody is answering the questions incorrectly. A liaison is a Leo. Thank you. Go ahead, David.
Well, let me give you the idea, Windsor. Could you imagine that we have an alpha club, and when they're 17, they sometimes graduates because of the schooling system we have, and they move to the US or to Holland. They don't join the club because they're in the university, and in Holland, it's not really that popular. So then I have I have a deflux. I have, sometimes it's up to 50 or 60 members, and suddenly it drops to like 30 or 20. And then suddenly the year thereafter, a couple of next Leo year, a few months thereafter, September, October, there's suddenly an influx of 20, 30 members, or maybe even more. And then slowly but surely drop and go up, drop and so forth. So can you imagine your community-based, this is community-based, not school-based. School-based is even worse. But community-based, I set a tone and said, make sure you get 13 and 14-year-olds in recruits. The rest will come in, but focus on 13, 14-year-olds. So you got at least the four years more that they got in there, 5. And what is it? If you're 5 years in Leo Club, you are a life member, 2 years on the board as well, something like that.
Never heard that.
That's news to me.
Yeah, I never heard that.
Mister, are you on the call? Because I know you were stepping away.
Hello, everybody. I'm here.
Hello.
Could you help with this?
I never heard of that myself, to be a live member. We need to talk. We can probably talk about that later on to find some answers.
Or maybe because they can use that against their Lions years. Once they accomplish 5 years in the Leo Club, they can add it to their when they become a Lion.
If you are a Leo for any time, you can add before you used to add that time. I mean, you can still add it, fill out a form into your Lions year. Now, as Diana explained before, if you want to become a Leo Lion, you have to be a year and 1 day Leo before you can become a Leo Lion, be qualified for Leo Lion. But for example, I was a Leo in Dominican Republic for 3 years, and those 3 years, when I became a Lion, I just did a form that was back in 1998, 87, 98, and those 3 years were added into my Lions year. So yeah, so it was a form back then. I'm not 100% sure if they stole the form. It should be a form. But we can reach out to the Youth Lions Department and find out just for sure, just to make sure, because I don't want to give you the wrong information right now.
Well,
But we can definitely
Lion
look into it.
Winston,
Yes, Fabian, go ahead.
let me help you out there. I am a new Leo Lion, so my Leo years has been transferred to Lion years, and that's 13 years. So I now have 13 Lion years on record, and that was transferred from filling out the Leo Lion form. There's a form that you have to fill out and submit to your sponsoring Lions Club, and that Lion secretary will update your information on the system to say that it's a transfer, that you're moving from the Leo Club to the Lions Club, and your years will automatically be transferred.
So so then they show in the My LCI back and it says member as from, and then they put in the earlier dates when you were a Leo. Because in My
Sorry, I was
LCI,
muted.
you see in the My LCI, you see members since such and such dates. So when you're transferring into from Leo Club, or then you'll see then the date when you join the Leos, so that you see more years on being a Lion.
But there is I think there's a drop down box that specifically asks if this is a transfer, if this is a new member. The secretary will click transfer, so that like LCI can note that this is not a new member. This is someone who was already in the system moving over to the Lions Club.
This is when you transfer in, but when you haven't been with the Leos or the Lions before, like through a year, 2 years, or whatever, it won't be. So then most probably you got to get in the office and have them work at it, because it has to do also with, we call it a monarch, when you have so many years in the Lions Club, and that also needs to be joined in, so you can find out who's going to become a monarch that year as well, and how many years.
Let me answer this, if you don't mind, Don. Monarch is the different category when you sponsor members. It's Chevron, 10-year Chevron. So 5 years, every 5 years they get Chevron. And let me tell you, if you are a Leo for 13 years, Fabian, now you are a Lion in records. When you have 20 years, at the age of 32, 34, you'll be able to make life membership. And that's why we really need to, it is important for Leos to be entered in the system very well, so that they get this life membership at the young age. Because 20 years of service, they are eligible for life membership. And once you pay life membership, you can go anywhere in the world. I have my life membership. So same way, you see, many Leos can have life membership at the age of 32, 34. So it is really very important for Leo advisors and for all the officers, district officers, to give this information. When we have our training in districts, a lot of time we neglect Leo advisors, but advisors have an important role to play in a district officer's training. And many districts don't consider Leo chair as a cabinet member. That is wrong. They have to include, because also like Don said, Leo liaison officer, they pass information because they're not directly connected to Leos. They don't know who are Leos, you know, what all Leo members are there. So through them, they can get much more information and the clarity. Thank you.
Go ahead, Steve.
I just recently did this because I'm also a club secretary. I just had a recent new member join who was a former Leo. And if you have the basic information of that former Leo, like when they joined the Leo club, when they left the Leo club, that's also added in when you add that information into my LCI. Those years can be credited just like a transfer member. They can get those years added in, but it's not continuous like a transfer member.
Yeah.
Thank you, Fabian, for putting that in the chat box. If anybody else needs that certificate, he has put it in the chat box. Just click on it and you can save it. I'm going to just go back through the list to see if I missed any questions real quick.
This is Lion Rachel. May I share something?
You sure can.
One of the things that I do with my Leos Club is, well, our Leos director, Scott Leslie, who's been a Leos director for over 12 years, he helps to remind us that we can do Leo of the Year nominations, which go to the multi-district level. And so you can get Leo of the Year for your multi-district, but then that person goes forward to be a nomination for Leo of the Year internationally. So that's something that he stays on top of. But for my individual club, what I do is every year I invite our Leos to be a part of the induction ceremony. At least when I was president, I'll put it that way. When I was president, my Leos, because I was also club president, and they were invited to be a part of the ceremony. So when they were there, I gave them thank you gifts. I bought little bracelets that had a lion's head on it and different color beads. And they each got a bracelet for the leadership, for the president, vice president, secretary, and treasurer. And then the actual club members, they got their pins, they got their certificates, their membership cards, T-shirts, things like that. So as a club advisor, if you don't sit on your board of your club, then that's maybe where you want to look for your liaison, who maybe is someone who can sit on the board and represent you and your in the interest of the Leos. But now I understand that the liaison has to be a Leo and cannot be an adult. Now that leads me to a question: is the liaison, because this is a new position to me, and because I've read everything.
Yes, it is a new position. It is a new position.
Because in the past, I've always appointed a liaison, and it was always our club's health advisor. So like when the kids had questions about COVID or diabetes, he would give them a talk, and he would help them with their winter fundraiser project, which was which were care boxes for the homeless. So he would help them with sourcing
that would be a
information.
mentor. Rachel, that's a mentor.
Okay.
That's the difference between a mentor and a liaison.
Okay, so that
actually one of the kids, and I'm, young adults, they're the ones, that way the other cabinet members know who that is. A great example is in my personal Lions Club, and this is, I always go back to what we do. We don't have just one Leo represented. They do a rotational basis amongst themselves. They come to our Alliance meetings. They, not me as the Leo advisor, they speak about what they are doing. Just so you know, that is helpful. Have your Leo. I mean, like I said, they have a rotational basis amongst, there's about 10 of them, and we have 1 to 2 meetings a month. And they come in and they talk to the club and they tell them what we're doing. It's the same thing on a cabinet level. On a
That's a
district
little,
cabinet.
that's a little difficult for my Leos because my club meets at 12 o'clock in the afternoon and my kids are in school. And our Leo
Okay, but the
board
cabinet,
meetings are at 5
but the
o'clock at
cabinet-
night.
the cabinet meetings are at night.
Right, so I can't
Because
invite them to
your-
that.
Maybe your district has a Leo night once a year. It's a very possibility. I know in one of our districts in New Jersey, we don't all have them. One of the districts does have a Leo night every March. And there's, I think, 10 Leos going to that meeting this week. I am personally not going. Matter of fact, my Leo actually asked me if I can bring them. And I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm in another meeting I'm a president of. So I couldn't make it. But he's getting somebody else to bring him there.
Our district meetings are in the afternoon on a Saturday, so that is good. But my club meetings are what my Leos have a little bit of a challenge coming to, which is why I represent them at our club meetings.
Exactly. And it doesn't always happen. Like during COVID, when we were having meetings on Zoom, they would join us on the Zoom meeting. I mean, every club has, what do we always say? Your club, your way. Our Leos, their way. It's their club. We're there to help mentor and foster them. Diana, you were nodding that agreement with me. Are there any other questions, concerns? Go ahead, Sandra.
Thank you. But my question is, what's the difference between the liaison and the president of a district Leo? Because if they have to be on,
they could be the same person.
okay.
It could be the same person. It depends upon how your district wants to do it.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. A lot of quiet people here today. I'm going to call somebody randomly through the list. Carla.
Oh, Lion Dawn?
Yes.
Is it possible for me to read something from the website on the Leo Lion Liaison position?
Please do. Please do.
Okay. So the Leo Lion Liaison Board is annually appointed to represent the interest and perspectives of young people. The liaison will serve a one-year term and act as a resource to the board and represent young people. Well, this at the LCI level, they will represent young people globally, while building awareness of LCI and LCIF youth engagement opportunities, right? So at a district level, or at a district level, the liaison will be representing the interest of the Leos in that district, from that level, from a district level, and try and promote youth engagement opportunities for them at that level. So whatever opportunities is being available through the Leo Advisory Panel or from LCI, board, that liaison is supposed to be providing that information, feeding that information down to the Leos and representing them at district meetings and so on. A good question is, where does the Leo district president fall in all of this, seeing that, before this new position, they were the person who was representing the Leos of their district. as Landon said, it could be one of the same person, but I think there may be some cross in responsibilities. It's just that the district would have to decide how they want the different persons to operate, what their responsibilities are, so that they, we don't have a duplication of effort.
Thank you very much. Does that clarify for a lot of people? Martha, go ahead. Unmute yourself.
Yes, I had put a question earlier about when we were talking about registering the Leos. And there was a mention that some applications for the Leos, the parents are not marking the box where they're giving permission to disclose their child's information. So wouldn't that put our district at, wouldn't that be a liability for our district if the Leos are not registered on LCI and they participate in activities? Should they get hurt or something happen to them, would that not make us liable?
No, no. It would not make it liability of course may exist, but the fact is that for all of the Lions events that are conducted, we are covered by the LCI blanket insurance policy. So there won't be any difficulty with that. And that covers everybody participating in the event, whether or not they are a Lion, whether or not they are a Leo.
So they're just not getting credit, but they can participate.
You bet.
Okay. Thank you for the clarification.
Sure.
Thank you, Al. Lion Caller, as I was going before, are there any questions from you? You can
Good
unmute.
afternoon, everyone. I'm from Jamaica, and this is quite new because I was not a Leo before. I recently joined the Lions Club just before the pandemic, and I'm the advisor for a club in Kingston, Jamaica. So the reason I'm just listening, because I'm learning a lot, I'm getting a lot of ideas as to what to do with my club, because we're just about to open back face-to-face this week. So that's why I've not been asking any questions, because I'm learning so much from everyone here. And
which club is that, Lion Carla?
Kingston Technical High School.
Oh, hi.
So I am learning.
Okay.
And when I heard you on, I said, okay, camping is just up the road. So I think I'll come and ask for some interclubbing with you. And as I said, a lot of ideas have been running through my mind, because I'm thinking that for even in April, when we have Earth Day, ourselves, along with the environmental club, the Interact Club, and the 4-H club could come together to do something. So that is something I'm going to take back this week to the other persons in charge to see if we can put something together. So it's really a learning process for me this afternoon.
Thank you so much. I'm glad you're learning something out of this and can bring it back to your clubs.
You're welcome.
Let's see, let's pick up somebody else. Oh, by the way, Leo Lion August, thank you very much for showing that. And if you want, I will actually share what you did, if that's okay with you. And let me just go back here a second. And I will share my screen. Share. See, that's what his looks like. It shows that he's a former Leo. And that's helping him out. Okay, so you can see that his years are there. Okay, I'm going to stop sharing so I can see my screen again. Thank you very much for that. Let's see, somebody else.
One question.
Go
Again,
ahead,
Lionel.
Christopher.
Yes. At the time I did a transfer, well, there was no Leo Lion because that was done in '93. At that time, we were told that the service, the Leo service would be cut in half. So for every 2 years of service is going to amount to 1 year of Lionism. But I now Leoland Fabian said it's the full amount. So I stand corrected or should be advised. Or seek clarification, more or less.
Yes, definitely, seek clarification on that. Lion Kevin, did you have something with that? Go ahead.
Yes, I was going to share because I was Leo in 81. And at that time, you see, as mentioned, and I joined Lion in 91, 92. So at that time, we didn't have, those kind of records. But if you are still if you know that club, who sponsored that Leo, and if anyone knows, if you can contact LCI, there is a form in which you can put your, all information, and LCI will definitely help with that, putting those years and things like that, because I know there was a similar issue with someone, and they did try to give the credits of all those years and all that.
Most appreciated. I'm just going to say, because there's a lot of people on the call who did not put their email addresses into the chat box, and where you're from, please do. Lion Steve, floor is yours.
I'd just like to add that I was a Leo in 1974, and I was able to get the credit from then added to my years. 5 years credit.
Fantastic. Yeah. So Lion Christopher, yeah, definitely contact member services about that.
Drink some water.
Sorry about that. I saw somebody's hand go up and then out as I unmuted myself. Did somebody want to add something? Okay, I'm calling on somebody randomly again. Lion Bruce.
I figured you would, but and we could go over a little bit about grants that are available and the speediness of grants.
What type of grants are you
Leo.
speaking of?
Leo grants of
I can do that if you want.
Please do.
Okay, so there is a Leo Service Grant Program. They're available to Lions districts and multiple districts in amounts from $1,500 to $5,000 to address unmet humanitarian needs in their community. All of this information is on LCI, by the way. Leos must be directly involved in organizing and implementing the project. Successful applications will include a robust hands-on service or volunteer component. And in addition, collaboration between Lions and Leos is required for the project. Okay, examples like Leos painted, cleaned, and repaired a community center. Worked together, Leos and Lions helped repair the building. The grant supported the purchase of paint, paintbrushes, trash bags, and small repairs in the building. Leos built a sensory garden and a playground for people with disabilities. Lions assisted the Leos to obtain necessary permits from local authorities. Leos and Lions did all of the labor to establish the garden. The grant supported the purchase of benches, plants, and paving stones. And one more example, Leos hosted a dinner for seniors by preparing and distributing meals. Lions supported Leos with fundraising, matching funds, and managing logistics. Grant funds were used to purchase food, plates, and utensils. These service grants applications are accepted on a rolling basis, and applications should be submitted to LCIF at a minimum of 90 days prior to the project commencement. And they can be submitted to LCIF Leo grants at lionsclubs.org. So these are technically from LCIF.
And if you look, I put on here so that they can see it, the different types of grants that are there and everything on the screen. As you were talking, I brought it up.
Great, thank you. And there's also obviously the leadership grant, and there still are leadership grants available in the United States. From my panel meeting last week, we did not have anyone. There were no applications at that time, so that is still available. And again, all of that information is included in LCI. There are many, LCI has great information now. And there are pamphlets you can print so you'll know all the requirements.
Can we use that grant for the Visalia Leadership
Um,
Conference? Since we're going to be doing service projects and it's about training for the Leos, can somebody apply for that?
We would have to talk to Pablo, President Pablo about that. I'm not sure since we're a
Yeah,
separate
because
station.
I was gonna say, this is more, it's for districts and clubs, correct?
Right.
Well, the district that's hosting it could apply for it in
The,
the
the
name.
foundation.
Winston's
the
gonna
founda-
talk, go ahead.
The foundation normally gets a grant from LCI.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
For the forum.
On the other hand, the worst that they will do is say no.
Well,
That
again,
is
she
correct.
has a point. The district could probably apply for that.
Kevin's smiling over there with hearts on him.
Well, I go back to my past international director, who's also my mentor and the past president and the past district governor. He said there's always multiple ways to skin a cat. He says it depends on how you word it. If the district went in and said our Leos are doing a district project and there's matching funds and they're putting in for this particular grant, I don't know. Why not? Like my mother always says, apply for every job and let them tell you you're not qualified. You will surprise you.
CA1 does not have any, there are no applications pending. So there is a possibility.
Thank you, Rachel. Okay, I'm just looking here. It's almost 1 o'clock. We will send out a list of the next conclave. I was trying to work out the next date as we were on this call.
Yeah,
It'll be sometime May or June. We will let you know via email. And look for the conclave next date registration. Everybody who signed up for this one, Winston will get an email to them on the next date. We can do that? Yes, no?
Should be able to.
It should.
Yes, we should be, but also if they want more information for California and also next conclave, they can just go to california.leosforum.org, sign in the quick form that we have there, and we can also get all that information there. The form is on the website too.
Okay. And in the meantime, promote our Leos, promote to get new Leos and promote the forum so your Leos can come. I hope
Thank
you
you,
had
everyone.
a great time, and thank you everybody for coming out and sharing a Sunday morning with us.